recording is being blamed for sparking an explosive fire at an old photography studio in Wyandotte. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson gives us a look at the damage and why firefighters struggled to get things under control. And the Trump administration is looking to revoke President Obama's policy to encourage diversity in school admissions.
And we have new information tonight into the mysterious death of an 8-year-old boy. His family told police he drank an alcoholic substance. This one hurts your heart, Jim, really. Could there be criminal charges?
The race is on to rescue 12 young boys and their coach who were trapped inside a flooded Thailand cave. Right now, crews are trying to determine the best way to get them out. New at 5, detectives working to solve a murder mystery after a 4th of July fireworks celebration ended with gunfire. And the feeling really mutual for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He greeted that young lifesaver from Roseville. A Detroit woman is incredibly shaken up. She woke up to a naked man who broke into her home. Today, several ceremonies around the country to remember the victims of 9/11 on this 16th anniversary of the terrorist attacks.
Boy, is it cool that we got to take the first steps on the red carpet.
The checkered flag already came down on the Trans Am Series and the Stadium Super Trucks. What a day of motorsports here on the island.
The Melon Medley is happening. The signature cocktails are happening.
And in a few minutes, this sold-out crowd is going to make their way into this beautiful area where we will begin the Grand Premier Party. It is truly a win-win situation for Detroit, Belle Isle, and preserving our beautiful jewel to kick off this race weekend. Go ahead and give me that model twirl. The woman behind the fashion herself, Miss Anna Rosselli of Roma Sposa. Anna, it is such a pleasure for us to be with you every year. You say fashion really comes from within, and it's important for you to feel it.
Absolutely.
Oh, Carol and Stephen, I'm standing in the Call for Action Center, which has really been a hub of help for our community, Detroiters and Metro Detroiters, for many generations now. We've helped to transform lives and help families. And over the last 2 days, we've been taking action for Texas, of course, teaming up with the Red Cross, giving our helping hand in the best way that we possibly can, and so happy to report that we have reached a milestone. We've raised $100,000 within this effort right now that will go to help families in Texas. And joining me now is George Steger of the Red Cross.
I mean, Stephen, this is one of those that you just have to tell like it is. There's really no way to sugarcoat this. Ray Winans was a murderer. Raised in a thug life, his parents sold drugs. Most of his life so far has been spent in prison. But when you see how he's changed and what he's doing now for young men that are heading down the same path, it may change you.
This is Filbert Street and the block where Ray Winans was brought up.
So your old house was here?
Yes, that pile right there.
Where childhood games have quickly turned deadly.
Right, I was about 13 years old. A neighborhood friend of mine over a basketball game got murdered, like literally in front of me.
And where goals for the future can be built on getting back at someone for the past.
My father was murdered when I was 9, and so that was my most traumatic experience in life. And so from age 9 to 15, I wanted to be a hitman. I wanted to murder the individual that murdered my father. Well, unfortunately, by the time I was 15, after I had dropped out of junior high school and everything, I ended up taking a man's life.
In juvenile detention at age 15 for the beating death, and in a gang, Dirty Red, as he was called, would spend 18 years of his life in and out of state and federal prison for drugs and guns. But it was the crime he didn't commit that led him to commit to changing lives.
I was faced with a murder that I did not commit, but one of my friends did it. And so I made a deal with God, because I used to be a non-believer. And so the deal that I made with God is, you help me out in this situation. I encourage people to do the right thing. I won't hurt people no more. I get a job, keep a job, and I believe in Christ. 2 weeks later, he stepped up to the plate, confessed to the murder. So that's when my transformation came.
Now he works tirelessly in his neighborhood to transform young men and make them care about their future.
But you gotta care. That's the problem.
The 37-year-old father cares so much, he quit his job and with the help of his wife, created KeepingThemAlive.org, a nonprofit agency that provides options outside of the streets.
I have to be able to come into the communities where individuals actually driving violence and being able to pull them out. So I look at it like deep sea diving.
At least get a diploma so you can say, can't nobody take that away from you once you got it.
Can the block raise them folk? Do we want to be raised on the block?
Be raised on the block. You gotta go to school.
We caught this candid moment between the men who have been there, done that, and the boys who are trying to go there.
I'm not done.
No, and you just said the key word. You're not.
What's the plan?
I don't got one.
Oh, man.
So let me ask you this. Do I rock with you?
Yeah.
Do you rock with me?
Yeah.
Am I your father?
Yeah. Almost.
Damn. I ain't never look at it like that.
But that's the only way 15-year-old twins Raynard and Rayshard Gordon see it.
I look at Ray as like another father figure to me because he's helped me with a lot of things in my life. Bad stuff like skip class and stuff, it's tempting, but it's like Ray, he stay on. It's like just go to class, make sure, because if you want to be an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs don't skip.
All a mother can ask for.
Me and my sons, we argued a lot, but then he taught them the values of not arguing with your parent, and he gave them jobs for the summer. He's a good man. Like she could take one boy who got 20 problems and turn them into nothing, because my sons had 50, and now they probably got like 10.
And for keeping them alive by going from gang member to good man, Ray Winans, you are our person of the week.
They call you a father figure. They say you've given them hope. They say they have goals now because of you. When you hear that, what do you think?
Honestly, I don't. I just give God all the glory and just keep it moving.
A family separation made for a heart-wrenching scene today at Detroit Metro Airport. Not a dry eye in the house as 3 American-born Albanian children left their father to go live with their mother, who was deported.
You could read how they were feeling.
Okay, we got to start walking this way.
And then see the pain as the Goichai family was pulling apart at the security line in Metro Airport.
I'm heartbroken, devastated. I mean, I'm losing my family. I mean, I don't know how else to. I'm worried.
It's one of the hardest decisions Pietro Goichevich has had to make, to separate from his 3 young children and send them away from the only home they've ever known to the unknown, a world away, so that they can be with their mother, who was deported to Albania in April.
I can never be a mother. I can't provide for them and raise them properly. I can raise them, but again, there's nothing like a mother. We have to make sacrifices.
Seal Prichatai has no criminal record. She came to America 18 years ago seeking asylum. Freedom, she claimed, from a life of death threats and threats of forcing her into prostitution. That request ultimately denied. Jail would follow, and then deportation. 15-year-old Michael last saw her when she dropped him off at school and kissed him on the cheek.
What they did to our family was so messed up, and it was so wrong. I want somebody to stop this from happening. I want ICE to stop pushing around innocent immigrants, because that's bullying.
Come on, you guys gotta go.
And with that,
One more.
Mikey, Megan, and Martina leave one parent for another, but not before one last hug.
Pietro owned a restaurant that he sold so the kids could have some money to leave with. They are traveling with an adult cousin, and Pete says he's not sure when he'll be able to see them again.